Trump, as it looks now, will be able to say, you may not like me, but I'm the only thing standing between you and socialism or worse.
That was classic VDH, or better known as Victor Davis Hanson. Soft-spoken, extremely articulate, and overly simplistic. This is a preview of what to expect of a 10-part series I edited together of a Q&A VDH gave at the Reagan Library back in March of 2019 about a book he authored titled The Case for Trump. Look, regardless of your feelings about Trump, and let's face it, his inevitable impeachment, I feel it's important to put into a unique perspective his campaign and presidency relative to the current state of the media and policies of the Democratic Party. And there's no better way of doing so other than to sit back and let VDH do the work for me via this 10-part video series. I will be uploading each part of the series weekly, so make sure to like and subscribe below and ring that bell to get notified when each video is uploaded. Do note, after each video of the series is uploaded, I will also add the link within the video description below. Also provided below are links to the full Q&A, a link to purchase VDH's book, The Case for Trump, and links to his website and social media. I've also included links to the Reagan Library's social media and website as well. Ever heard of VDH? If so, comment below. Let's dive right into this preview video.
Everybody said Trump was the only candidate that could lose to Hillary. I think he was probably the only Republican candidate that could have won, and Hillary might have been the only Democrat that could have lost. But they felt that even if Trump was chemotherapy, at least he'd kill the cancer before he would the host. I think Reagan would tell him, you know, I was a renegade in 68 and 76 when I tried to get the nomination, and they said I was crazy, so I've gone through what you have, but you've got to have some moment in your life where you can disarm your critics through calmness or laughter rather than just go for the jugular every single time. And then I think Trump would say, yeah, it's easy for you to say, but... One of the things I liked about Reagan is that people told him all the time he couldn't do something. You can't say, tear down that wall. You can't call it an evil empire. And his attitude, well, it's evil and it's an empire, why not? And that's what Trump is. You know, Trump, you can't get out of the Iran deal. You cannot move the embassy to Jerusalem. The Council on Foreign Relations will have a fit if you get out of the Paris Climate Accord, that kind of stuff. And he doesn't care, and that empowers him.
Yeah.
We're supposed to self-identify as, I'm a Latino, I'm gay, I'm this, I'm that. And I understand what everybody has pride in some kind of identification, but it should be, I'm an American citizen, and what's unique about this country is that none of us can go to China and be fully accepted as Chinese. You can't go to Mexico and be fully accepted as a Mexican citizen unless you look like the majority population. Wasn't that kind of the ultimate trajectory of identity politics? What he was saying to America was, I'm going to create the most unlikely, impossible, illogical scenario in the world, and I'm going to make America believe it because they're so deranged that I can get away with it. And so it wasn't just, I'm African American, but I'm going to be African American and gay. I'm not just going to be African American gay, I'm going to be African American and I'm going to hate Trump. I'm not going to be just African American and hate Trump, I'm going to be young and hip on empire. I'm not just going to do all that, but I'm going to be walking at 2 a.m. And I'm not just going to be walking at 2 a.m., I'm going to see two white guys who happen to be prowling around liberal Chicago. Not just two white guys are doing it. They're going to have a MAGA hat on. They're not just going to have a MAGA hat on. Two white guys with a MAGA hat in liberal Chicago are going to say, we're going to prowl around because maybe Jesse Smollett, whom we immediately recognize and yell out as the enemy of empire, because we always watch Empire, and Bob says to Fred, let's go out and look for Jesse Smollett type people tonight. And by the way, let's take some lynch rope with us. And then if that's not enough, let's get bleach that freezes at 5 degrees and we'll throw it and defy the laws of chemistry. It won't freeze in our case. And then not only will we do all that, we'll beat him up, and we're very big, but Juicy's very small, but he's a better fighter. And he's going to fight us off while he's got his sandwich in one hand and his cell phone in the other, recording the whole thing. That's what we were asked to believe, and the nation did. That at the age of 72, to get up after 4 or 5 hours of sleep and hear your wife defamed, your young son, your adult children defamed, hear that you're a crook, a tax cheat, and yet get up every morning as if it's a new day and keep fighting. There's a begrudging respect for that. There was a deep illness in this country, and it's mostly from wealthy white liberal people that exercises influence and power far beyond their numbers, and they control the universities, they control entertainment, Hollywood, professional sports, the foundations, the media, and they always do it at the expense of the working class white person who doesn't have white privilege. It's almost like somebody in Malibu can say, I'm so sick of the white privilege of that welder in Tulare. And therefore, by saying that, then he gets to have that big fence around his estate and have Hispanic help, and he's exempt because he said that.
What would you suggest to President Trump should be his major slogan or message?
Other than I saved you all. Say it's something like America's great again. Something like that. But what I would suggest to him is go out with spokespeople and go into the inner city. He'd be booed, but if he just keeps his cool, it would pay enormous dividends. He's already starting to do that a little bit. I hope he continues. That's what most frightens the Democratic Party. Trump, as it looks now, will be able to say, you may not like me, but I'm the only thing standing between you and socialism or worse.